And there was a pretty funny article about the Jets today from Diana Rossini, my former coworker at The Athletics. I don't know where to even begin with this, but Woody Johnson, I think the key one is Woody Johnson reportedly nixed a trade because of Jerry Jeudy's Madden rating. And there's also further assessments based on Madden ratings. And this is no offense to the people that do work at Madden. I mean, there's some ratings that I don't agree with, a lot of ratings I don't agree with in that game. But also there's other aspects from this article that are a little concerning about who is in charge with the Jets, if you ask me. Berating players in the locker room, the owner, Woody Johnson, or one of his sons, who I thought were older for a while. I thought they were I thought they were my age, dude. Like, I thought they were like early 30s, maybe late 20s. I didn't know they were like high schoolers. So it's Brick Johnson, and then I can't remember the other son's name.
Jack,
I should have right.
I believe.
Jack?
Yeah.
Oh, God, just ruining that name for me.
No.
But these sons apparently did some things, berated players, had some influence on trades, making sure social media is in front of Woody Johnson all the time, for better or for worse. Giving out game balls in opportune moments. That one got me. Giving a game ball to Garrett Wilson, probably their favorite player that they wanted drafted, over giving it to Jeff Ulbrich, his first win as an NFL head coach in the interim. I know it's a messy situation. It's not the greatest situation to get your first win, but still, it's your first win as an NFL head coach. You usually get the game ball. That's how protocol goes in the NFL. What are your thoughts on this, Charles, as someone that used to cover the Jets? More of the same? A little new spice thrown in here?
I think it seems a little bit more extreme maybe than even when I was there. Because when I was there, that was the end of when Woody was in London doing, his little ambassador role for the previous administration. So Christopher, his brother, was in charge most of the time. But man, I tell you what, Woody from across the ocean was still causing a ruckus in Florham Park, New Jersey, man. Like the things we had to report on, like all the moves they were making. When they hired Adam Gase, like Christopher Johnson just went out there maybe like 4 times throughout the year saying like, no, he's a good offensive coach. You guys don't know what you're watching. He's a really good offensive coach. Like, okay, man, this is getting weird. Then since he's come back, you've had the Zach Wilson bust, which I'm sure is triggering. And then you look like you have a core of a team that is ready to go. So you spend money and draft picks and assets to build this team that is, headlined by Aaron Rodgers. We all know what happened last year after 4 plays. But then you kind of double down on it this year with like a Devontae Adams trade. You go out and sign John Simpson, who was the other player in the article where Woody was skeptical of his Madden rating. And he's been one of their
low awareness rating.
What are we doing here? A low awareness rating on Madden?
Isn't that just like a booster for your overall anyways? Like,
I
think awareness matters for like your center. Like, I think awareness matters for your center, and that's like it. As far as I know.
If you're controlling the player, the awareness rating doesn't matter at all because it's your awareness rating. But it's
your
just
stick skills,
right? It's your stick skills. It does kind of follow like some of the patterns that I think that we've noted on over this season. That dude, it's getting unhinged up there. It's getting crazy. Because even with the Madden stuff, if you're like following the timeline, that's a precursor to Woody just walking into Robert Saleh's office and firing him without telling anybody. Then trying to shut down Joe Douglas for the year, then forcing Joe Douglas to trade for Devontae Adams, while also in the middle of all of this, he's trying to bench Aaron Rodgers for Tyrod Taylor and also salvaging that relationship. I'm like, yo, Woody, chill out. And then he fired Joe Douglas, and that just they couldn't even interview anybody who works for the team at that time. So he just kind of woke up one day and was like, you know what, screw this guy, I'm done. So I don't know what the hell is going to happen this offseason. I think anyone who says they know what the Jets are going to do this offseason, I don't think you could possibly know because they have so many questions to answer. They have a lot of money to sort around, and they have an absolute madman running the show right now.
Yeah, it's you want the guys at the top to be a steadying hand. Like, there's a lot of noise in the football season. I know it's week to week and day to day. I mean, so we do shows multiple times a week, and I can change my feelings 2 days later off of just one game view or one article I read or something I'm looking at. Now, being the owner that's apparently, it's going to be a dictator no matter who the owner is, but being one that is making decisions, rash decisions based off of a talking head or some tweet. You don't even know what the stuff they're looking at. We could just say social media. And if you curate your timeline to be a bunch of smart people, okay, that's interesting. Okay, yeah, Bill Barnwell said this. Yeah, okay, I'll listen to that. But if it's, Joe Schmo Jet fan 420, then I'm going to be a little apprehensive about what you're listening to and what you're trying to do. And I know how New York media is. They're very volatile and very emotional. So I don't want the owner to be
the most important thing I saw.
I know the NFL is not for long, but the owner's got to understand, like, hey, I'm for long. Like I'm the guy in charge. I should be looking at the big picture of all this. So yeah, no, it's just terrifying. It's not going to change because he's not going to fire himself. The only thing that they could do is go, okay, I'm going to let these guys handle the day-to-day. But what the guy is older and older, and it's been this way for a decade plus. I mean, Belichick was just making jokes about it weekly on one of his 12 media shows that he had. Still no one asked him about his recent draft history, by the way. That's a big disappointment for the past 7 months of Belichick's media career. But we'll get to that down the road, I guess. But no, I thought this would be, it's just more of the same. I mean, for the Jets, it's just like the Mike White one really bothered me too.
It's
like saying like that one was messed up. Because he put in with like broken ribs and he's dogging him. It's like, dude, he's like an undrafted quarterback, man. What were you expecting? Not undrafted, but a late round quarterback. What are you expecting? Backup. Yeah. So just sloppiness from Woody Johnson and the Jets. So entertainment from us, I guess.
Yeah.
And now they get to go in the offseason.
Yeah. Thank God for them. The last thing I had on that was, dude, can you imagine being a Jets? Like, imagine being Quincy Williams and you're chasing Josh Allen around for an entire game, living right within the margins. He's making all the plays when you're in position, and you get to the locker room and some 18-year-old's barking at you. Oh my God.
Yeah. That's what it's like. These guys are literally sacrificing their livelihoods. And I think the kicker too was, okay, they gave the game ball out. Brick Johnson gave the game ball out, and then he made sure to post it on Instagram. That's just like, oh my God, they're doing it for Instagram clout. It's like, what
calling
are you
draft
doing?
prospects. I'm like, dude, Jets.